You've definitely heard the names: the Illuminati, the Freemason, Rothschild family, and the Deep State. From the height of the QAnon movement during COVID to the viral predictive history lectures of Jiang Xueqing today, these names are everywhere. Hundreds of thousands of followers are obsessed with these lessons, convinced that they are listening to a Yale graduate's wise insights into the hidden mechanics of the world. But they aren't just listening to a lecture. They are being introduced to a source code. This is the code used to brew every modern conspiracy that you have seen in your WhatsApp groups during the COVID, like the vaccine is a 6-month death sentence, or COVID is a plan to cure the elderly to solve the aging population crisis, or even claiming a secret Jewish group is orchestrating a global takeover. These aren't just new revelations. They are running on a 120-year-old operating system, a script written by spies, used by dictators, and designed to turn a messy, chaotic reality of our world into a terrifying fairy tale. To understand the pattern, we have to go back to 1905, to secret police of the Russian Tsar, the Okhrana. At that time, Russian Empire was falling apart. The government was incompetent, the economy was in shambles, and the revolution was brewing. The Okhrana needed a weapon that they need to tell an angry, starving public, your problem aren't our fault. They are being orchestrated by a secret global elite. They forged a document called The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. It claimed to be a secret minutes of global plotting to crush markets, control the media, and use manufactured wars to bankrupt nations and establish a world government. In 1921, a journalist for the Times of London named Philip Graves caught them red-handed. He proved that the protocols wasn't a secret record at all. It was a lazy, word-for-word plagiarism of an old French political satire written in 1864, a book that had absolutely nothing to do with the global conspiracies. It was a cut-and-paste job by Russian spies. It was debunked as a fraud over 100 years ago. But the facts still matter to this source code. This forgery became the primary propaganda tool for Adolf Hitler to justify the Holocaust. Today, when you hear a modern influencer talk about the secret cables or Jewish world control, they aren't revealing special knowledge. They are just updating the skin on a 120-year-old Russian lie. So, how does this engine hijack the brain of a rational person? It isn't about intelligence, it's about how the code is structured. It relies on 4 pillars that turn the viewers into a passive spectator. The first pillar is the death of randomness. In a world of the source code, there are no accidents. A pandemic isn't biological mishap, it's a designed event. A market crash isn't complex economic failure, it's a trap. The code tells us there's always an evil genius with a plan. Pillar 2 is the savior trap. Once you believe there's a plan, you look for a truth teller. This is why influencers lean so hard on their credentials. Yale, Harvard, former journalist. They want you to believe that only they can see the real map, turning you into a follower rather than a thinker. The third pillar is the digital hook. It tells you that the media is lying and the capital is setting a trap. This is insulation. It ensures that when their predictions don't come true, when the US doesn't collapse or the vaccine doesn't kill you, you don't leave. You just wait for the next phase of the plan. And the last pillar is the moral panic. It tells you that your family, your nation, and your value are at stake. It turns a geopolitical discussion into a holy war. It is psychologically easier to believe in a villain than to accept the truth that our world is actually led by the people who have no idea what they are doing. There's a deeper reason this source code is being pushed so aggressively today. It serves a specific political goal: the destruction of the democratic mindset. Democracy is a fragmented, loud, and incredibly messy. It is almost impossible to keep a secret in a democracy. Look at how quickly every scandal, from Watergate to modern leaks, comes to light. But a totalitarian mindset needs you to believe that the freedom is a lie. They want you to believe that democracy is just a puppet show run by the secret cables of elders or Illuminati. But why? Because if the whole world is a master plan controlled by an invisible enemy, then individual thought is useless. If the West is just a puppet show, then you might as well support a strong man who promised to pull the string in your favor. Conspiracy theories aren't rebellious. They are the ultimate tool of the state control. They turn active citizens into passive spectators. They want you to be cynical. They want you to be paranoid, because paranoid people are the easiest to lead. The names change from the Tsar's enemies to Q, to the deep state, to the predictive history of today. But the pattern is identical. The real world is scarier than a conspiracy. It's scarier because history is shaped by accidents, human errors, and millions of uncoordinated choices. There's no one pulling the string. There's just us, trying to navigate the mess. The story of Jewish world control or vaccine cows aren't your strategy. They are dystopian novels designed to take away your peace of mind. The ghost isn't in the room, it's in the code. It's been there since 1905.